you see data influencing policy decisions, and which policy issues would you focus on to drive change?
Let me start out by saying we do need more, right? I'm going to disagree with Commissioner Hart.
So much.
We need more housing choice vouchers. Let's be real.
Right.
This city
We
is a
do.
large section of society that's going to need rental subsidies, period. Right? City does a great job coming up with City Fest, but we need some federal government.
Them Section 8 money, we need
Send the
that.
housing choice vouchers our way.
Right.
We can definitely use it.
For sure.
I want to respond to Jody's question by piggybacking off of a lot of the stuff that Tiara said. So as you heard, I spent 12 years in the continuum of care. And people who work in the continuum of care give a huge time commitment and knowledge commitment. And some of us absorb knowledge and we want to make that system better because it is a competition. I did 12 years, I didn't get a dime for it. It's not about the money. You want to see change around these particular issues. And something that I'm very proud of, before I went homeless, I came from IT. I worked for automatic data processing, the payroll company. So I care a lot about data. When you go into communities, people see data as surveillance. I didn't see it that way. When the HEART Act came about, which was an addendum to McKinney-Vento funding in 2008, the federal government says, we need you to start collecting data if you're a McKinney-Vento funded program. I was one of the founders of the Data Management Committee in New York City and believed in collecting this data and somehow trying to figure out how we send a better picture to the federal government. I don't want to criticize care providers. Care providers and not-for-profit organizations do a great job in the city, but there are many providers that are large programs, might have 20 programs in their portfolio. 2 are McKinney-Vento funded programs, 18 are non-McKinney-Vento funded programs. So the argument within the continuum of care was, HUD is trying to put these restrictions on us to put data into this portal, but why are they telling us what to do? They only fund 2 of my programs. Well, I think that's where we're missing out, right? Those 18 that aren't going into that data portal, the federal government doesn't get a complete picture on New York City, right? So we're taking a misstep. And when our mayor constantly says that he's not getting help from the federal government, well, we need to do a better job. Care providers might have an argument, but we have several systems within the city and the different programs that is collecting data. Make those programs talk to one another. It's not that hard, folks. That's what we used to do back in my day at ADP. We made system 1 talk to system 2. Collected data in one central place and make it useful to make the change that you want to see. So I think it's important for us to find a way, and maybe the onus is on the city and Commissioner Park, right? Right? To make our CARES program feed into HMIS, to make the DOHMH programs feed into HMIS. Then the federal government's going to have a better picture of what is happening in New York City. And I think then that makes the job easier for the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness to go back to the Hill and say, New York needs more support because they're doing this. Look at all of this data, right? So it doesn't seem complicated to me. I think what it is political will and people thinking outside of the box and stop pushing back. The federal government's not going to continue to give you money without putting some rules on that money, right? So they're going to give you a check every year for a renewal, but they're going to put some demands on you, and that's life. So we have to deal with it.
Right.